Hey, this is Kayla with Benchmark, and in today's video I will be showing you how to create a feature list in FieldGenius Android by manually adding attributes. I have FieldGenius already opened and on the projects list screen. I'm going to create a new project and call it boreholes. I am going to keep the rest of the project settings as is, and at the bottom is the feature list. If I click the drop-down menu, I can see the feature lists that have already been created. I want to create a new one, so I will click the X, then I will click Feature Manager, then click New File at the bottom right. I want to create a new custom feature list, so I will click Add. This will bring up a new feature menu. I can give it a name. For the purposes of this video, I will call it boreholes, as the feature list I'm going to base it on is for creating points for a soil sampling project and drilling boreholes. The database file name auto-populates. This is just a secondary name that would be recognized by GIS software. Next is the feature type. My options are point and lines. As I am basing this on sampling points, I'll keep my type as point. Next is the attribute list. There is already an attribute called name, and that is the same as the point name for any new point. Now I will add a new attribute for a borehole ID by clicking Add Attribute. Now I can choose my attribute type. The options are menu, numeric, boolean, and text. I'm going to choose text as the attribute type. Next is giving it a description. So this is just the field or attribute name I will call it. I'm going to use borehole ID, and the database field auto-populates. I don't want to use the default text for this attribute, so I'll leave it blank. Then I will click Save. I'm going to add another attribute for borehole depth, so I'll click Add Attribute. My attribute type is numeric. Description is depth, but I will also add M in brackets for meters to make it clear the unit for this depth attribute. It is required to have a minimum and maximum value. As this is going to be for depth of a soil sample, I will have the minimum as 0 meters and the maximum as 10 meters. A default value is also required, and I will choose 0. I will keep the decimal places to 3, then click Save. I will add a new attribute for the excavation method, and for this I will choose a menu attribute type, and this will allow me to create a list that the user can choose options. For my description, I'm going to call it method. Now I can add the list items by clicking Add Item, and I will call this first one hand auger, and then click OK. Then I will add another item for drill auger and click OK. That is all of the attributes I want to add for now, so I will click Save, and this will take me back to the feature editor, and I will click Save again at the top right. This is then going to ask to save this feature list, and I can give it a new name, such as boreholes, just to make it consistent. Now on the new project menu, I will choose the boreholes list I just created. I will click Create on this project, then click Survey. And that is everything for today's video on creating and using feature lists by manually adding attributes in FieldGenius Android. For more videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you have any questions, please give us a call at 1-888-286-3204 or visit us on the web at bench-mark.ca.